Hi guys, very good morning. Mamukase. So this morning, let us talk about what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. So President Emerson Mnangagwa was declared winner of the just ended election uh, on the eve of the 27th of August, and there is a lot which is happening. We have SADC discrediting the election result. We have the AU questioning the credibility of the result. We have the United Nations has finally issued its own observations or its own statement regarding the observations regarding these elections to say these elections do not meet the international standards or do not even meet the credibility for them to be called free, fair elections. And it's now a problem to the regime of President Emerson Mnangagwa. The reasons being, this man is totally unelectable. This man is totally not loved. That is the reason why he had to form parallel structures. That is the reason why he had to form for EDs, he had to form FAS, so that he counter his own party, ZANU-PF, which was running Boram Sango. That is the reason why if you go to various constituencies, you see Emerson Mnangagwa would be defeated, the MP would be leading, and the CCC candidate, MP candidate, would be defeated. So you see that ZANU-PF itself was campaigning on its own, Emerson Mnangagwa and his structures on their own, President Nelson Chamisa and this party on their own. So because of the nature of the candidates who were there, Boram Sango paraitwa raenda kuna Nelson Chamisa. So you'd see that that was the trend across Zimbabwe. You go to Bulawayo, Emerson Mnangagwa would be defeated by Mthuli Ncube. Mthuli Ncube got 6,000. Emerson Mnangagwa got 3,000. And Chamisa got way above that number. And Chamisa's MP was around 11, 12,000 there. So you will see that across the board, that is what was happening in the whole province of Matabele, and ZANU-PF got around 37,000. Yet Chamisa got around 120 something thousand. That alone should worry Mnangagwa. So what is he doing? We are hearing allegations that ZEC is initiating a nationwide recall of agents, citing the need for updated signatures on revised V11 forms. They want to align their fake results with the V11. So it is reported that this move is driven by concerns that Nelson Chamisa might present accurate V11 forms in a potential court battle. So Panenda Court Chamisa, they want to counter him. Nema fake V11 aya vakazoproducer at a later stage, and by gathering signatures on their modified V11s, ZEC aims to potentially challenge the authenticity of Chamisa's V11s, a tactic that is heavily reliant on obtaining signatures from CCC agents. So they need signatures from Triple C agents, and without those signatures, it is going to be a very, very, very difficult task for the regime to be doing so. So they want to use the ZANU-PF majority, which they have, to deal with the rigging and give Mnangagwa a potential win, which he doesn't have at this moment. There is no way Mnangagwa would be more popular than Chamisa. There is no way Mnangagwa would beat Nelson Chamisa in any kind of election. Whatever the circumstances, there is no way Nelson Chamisa would be defeated by Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. So I'm happy that the team Triple C is working hard to make sure that they defend the position, to make sure that they expose this fraudulent election which was conducted by ZANU-PF. If you take a look on whatever which is happening to ZEC, it's ZANU-PF responding. You see Mnangagwa's chief election agent Ziyambi responding, or you see Muchangwa, or you see Chinamasa responding to issues being raised against the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. But we have Chigumba there, we have Slaigwana there, we have a lot of ZEC officials who are supposed to be responding. But we have the ZANU-PF officials responding on behalf of ZEC. What does that mean? It shows that these elections were not being run by ZEC. It shows that these elections were being run by ZANU-PF through FAS. That is the only explanation you might get. So, without even going for the V11s or going to ask the question, does Nelson Chamisa have the V11s? Without answering that question, we can actually go to a conclusion that this election was not free, was not fair, was not credible. So what it means is it was a very difficult election for everyone, and on the basis of this election not being fair, not being free, Emerson Mnangagwa cannot claim victory over this. We don't even need V11s. We just need to question the reason why FAS was intimidating people. We just need to have the question, why was FAS manning the polling stations during the polling day? Why were the FAS agents used as the agents of ZANU-PF? Those are the questions we need. So by simply answering those questions, you would understand that munhu achindivhundudzira inini achinditi ticharovana tichaurayana can't be the same person ari agent kana kuti ari at the polling station yandiri kuenda kunovhota, and you expect that election to be free, you expect that election to be fair. So tisati tatomboenda kuresidue, before going for the residue, we have to actually agree that this election was not free, this election was not fair, this election can't be credible. All those issues. So Mnangagwa himself is in panic right now. If you check across the country, there is no jubilation. I have been in the village. There is no celebration. People are not celebrating their victory. In 2018, they were celebrating. But this time around, they're not celebrating. Why? It's because you have stolen this thing. So if you have stolen this thing, how can you celebrate stolen things? How can you celebrate a stolen election? How can you celebrate a victory which you got through coercion? All those issues are very important for us to note. So that is the reason why you see Mdara is by each day is being in trouble each and every day, each and every time. Thank you very much for being here. Simba Mkanda Samanzu, we want more. Taneta naye zvikanzi we are tired, zvikanzi we are tired of this animal called ZANU-PF, zvikanzi God help us tanzwa, zvikanzi but still they nullify the election as that will not favor ZANU-PF. You know what you have to understand is that if you take a look on how the arms of government were operating, we would agree that they operated in a manner where we cannot call these elections free, we cannot call these elections fair, because Citizens Coalition for Change was denied access to some of its rallies. The courts were siding with the police was siding with the regime. All that would point to a fraudulent election. So remember that Zimbabwe does not operate in a vacuum. It operates in the world where we have the international community, where we have SADC, where we have African Union, where we have EU, where we have United Nations. All those organizations, they need this government of the Republic of Zimbabwe to be led by a credible government. So if you remove the credibility of Emerson Mnangagwa, he will not be accepted anyway. So he needs that legitimacy. As much as he needs to survive, he needs that legitimacy. Without legitimacy, it is going to be very difficult for him to survive. This time around, no matter the circumstances, you see the courts giving a different judgment. They would try by all means possible to run away. But at a certain point in time, one will realize the need to actually stand with the truth and by the truth. And that will happen. Remember, if we are going to approach the Constitutional Court, it is not going to be Malaba's issue. It is going to be a full constitutional court bench sitting before this matter. What it means is Malaba's own decision as the Chief Justice is not going to have an effect because the other judges might reject outcomes. That is going to be very, very, very difficult for ZANU-PF and for Malaba himself. So at the end, we are going to have victory. At the end, we are going to have Zimbabwe winning at the end. So we agree that ZANU-PF has failed. We agree that ZANU-PF has manipulated us for a very long time, and it's time for ZANU-PF to go. So President Nelson Chamisa delivered a very powerful speech yesterday. They didn't want him to do so, but he managed to do so. So let us remain resolute. Let us brace up for exciting moments ahead. We will continue to come and talk about these issues because we have to do so. We have to talk. We have to make sure that we discuss all these issues. They can't celebrate because vanotyka kuzonyara mangwana. Okay, what's next step? Chamisa nezuro hana kutipa way forward. Okay, thank you very much, Nyasha. I think the way forward right now does not need to be announced publicly because remember, ZANU-PF uses that information within you to pre-plan. So right now, we need to know that the leaders are making a step forward, and not only a step forward, but they are going to make several steps forward, and that is going to shock ZANU-PF. That is going to shake ZANU-PF as well because it has already rejected its own leader. So the leader on his own, Nana Faz, Nana 4 EDs, will not stand this challenge. Remember, one of the elders, ZANU-PF, Sydney Sekramai, came out and said, Pasinembava, and Passion Java came out and said, Pamberinembava. Izvozvo zviri kungoratidza the divisions within ZANU-PF and everything around this election, and that shows that we are going to see something different happening. We are going to see something different. 2018 is going to be different from 2023 because, you know, if you take a look on the predictions themselves, we knew that very difficult elections. We knew that it was going to be very difficult for Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to give the actual result of the election. But if you take a look on on everything which is happening, how can you recall election officers kuti dzokai muzogadzirisa mapepa? You announced the elections uchiziva kuti mapepa aya haana kumira zvakanaka. So which means after declaring, you cannot change, you cannot alter the contents of those papers. Only the courts can order for these things to be redone, not Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. They have declared Mnangagwa the president. There is no way they can correct anything. That simply shows that they are trying to hide their footprints. But it's now too late. That is the reason why they are panicking and they are doing whatever they can to make sure that they stop the much needed change. But they're not going to stop us. They're not going to succeed. We are going to be on top of the situations. Because they are supposed to give ZEC their freedom to make decisions on their own. Because Chigumba said, we are not an independent body. Give me and see, we can deliver. They are being told what to say by ZANU-PF. And it's true because how can ZANU-PF people answer on behalf of Zimbabwe Electoral Commission? We have never heard ZEC giving any response to all the allegations raised. It's ZANU-PF giving responses. So Chigumba, when announcing results, I saw fear in her face that that she was announcing is not real. Yes, it's true. Yes, uqinisile. Sipengwenya umelokhu tuka okay, the results being announced midnight. Please give updates on V11 data. Is assignment over? Okay, I think Papa Chinzi, we are left with 31 constituencies so far. I think 10 hours ago, Papa Sarane 31 constituencies to be added. and I think by right now tinenge tafamba nendima. We will keep on updating you kuti zvinenge zvaapapi. So I don't want to take it much longer, but Zimbabwe, let us brace up for change. Let us be prepared to have change in the nation of Zimbabwe.